Yo, what's up, Camelot? Alright, so, alright, there we go. There we go. Let me know if you guys hear me okay. Let me know if you see the screen okay. Just want to confirm everything's working right before we start. Alright, so let's get right into this. So this is the... Alright, what's up, everybody? Swillow here, and today we're going to be looking at the Nintendo Treehouse live stream that they did for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. So I really wanted to go over this because this stream showed a lot. Normally we don't get this kind of showcase of mechanics and details for musou games until they're like out and we find out for ourselves. But this stream was really detailed. They gave us a lot of good information. The gameplay was good. So let's get right into this. Let me enlarge the screen.
Thanks, JC. Thanks, Corey.
Let me make sure I got the settings up. Settings are good. Alright, so let's get right into this.
Wow, Pikmin looks like a lot of fun. Hi, everyone. I'm Kay from Nintendo Treehouse, and I've got my colleagues Chico and Kendra here with me. Before we get started, I'd like to acknowledge that we are doing this remotely. So there might be some technical limitations, but we're asking for your patience and your understanding as we work as hard as we can to bring you an amazing stream. So today we're going to take a look at Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which takes place 100 years before Breath of the Wild and tells the story of the Great Calamity and the events leading up to it, which really can only be told through the 1 versus 1,000 action of a Warriors game.
That's what I'm talking about right there. They already know what's up.
We'll start off with a first look at Urbosa.
So I was so hyped that they showed her off because she was the character I was most anticipated. She's like, I don't know, I just love their whole tribe, the Gerudo tribe. So I was pretty hyped that they showed her off here.
Excited. Oh, Chico, are you ready?
Yo, the Shikai
Yes,
Slate.
I am.
It does work.
So
Let's get started.
I'm fine. I know.
So before they even get into anything, we have the whole user interface here. So there's some interesting things they did here compared to other musou games. Like on the bottom right, they have the map here, the mini map. Normally the mini map is at the top right. I don't know how I feel about the mini map being in the bottom right because it can sort of obstruct important gameplay, like enemies flanking you and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe they'll let you adjust this. That's sort of a questionable decision that I'm not really sure why they chose to put it there. Up in the top left, we got the health. It's a little hard to see because they got the name up there, but you got the health. It looks like your musou meter, and then your character unique mechanic. Of course, we have the character switch, which was something they added later into the original Hyrule Warriors.
I'm playing as Urbosa right now, as you can see, and I'm actually inside the Hyrule town right now. And then it is a Hyrule Warriors game, so you will be using X and Y button to do weak and strong attack.
Okay, so there was one thing there. If you saw, like, when she did the charge attack...
And then it is a Hyrule Warriors game, so you will be using X and Y button to do...
So they actually tell you to press the button repeatedly, and later in the stream they actually confirmed that they added that as a sort of beginner's indicator for like multi-hitting charge attacks and stuff. They said you can turn that off though. I saw that there and I was kind of like, why did they add that? It's a little unnecessary, but they said you can toggle it off, so it's not really a big deal.
Weak and strong attack. And then also A.
And you even see at the end of the charge string there, it even tells you when you can use the unique action. So it'll say like charge up. So yeah, you see like you press ZR to charge up. They actually talk about her charge mechanic later, which sounds like it's a just frame sort of timing. If there's characters that have had mechanics like this, Like, you could even say Luffy, the way Luffy's R1 in Pirate Warriors 3 worked, the way it gave him like a charge for his next attack. But there's been various stocking and charging mechanics in previous Warrior games. So it's pretty cool to see this here.
And then also A. Oh wait, Iga Wave is coming. Right now, the Untitled Chapter is under attack by Iga Clan. But I don't want to talk about why they're here. But the objective is I have to actually
Okay.
Wait.
So I want you to look at this right here. There was something really important here. If you saw, she started spamming the sidestep. Whenever the Iga Blade Master disappeared and he was basically teleporting in for an attack, she started spamming sidestep to try to dodge, but she actually got hit. So that means you actually have to time. Even though the sidestep in this game looks way faster and stronger than it was in the last game, the enemies will track you if you're just spamming it mindlessly. So kind of watch this whole situation right here.
Right now, the Untitled Chapter is under attack by Iga Clan.
Okay, so right here, she's going to start spamming sidestep, and she's still going to get hit by the Iga attack.
But I don't want to talk about why they're here. But the objective is I have to
So you see right there, you actually have to time your attacks, which is a nice thing. Because I saw the sidestep, and I thought it was going to be way too strong, but they have like a balance for people who are just kind of spamming it mindlessly.
Defeat all 3 Iga Blade Masters. So to do that, in addition to the usual Hyrule Warriors action, I have to use Rune to counterattack.
So
And
right
I
there,
can use the objective
you could see like the way the Shikai Slate works and some of the abilities. Whenever the enemy has a
is
little
I have to
prompt over their head, you can activate these sub abilities and it will work like a counterattack.
to defeat all
So let me try to
3
freeze it when
Iga
the
Blade
indicator.
Masters. So to do that, in addition to the usual
Okay, so right there, you can see like that little yellow circle that just appeared over the Yiga Blade Master. Basically, that's like an indicator that you can use a Shikai Slate ability. I don't know if it's specific ones, but usually we see a lot of Stasis. Like, Stasis is what we see a lot throughout this whole presentation. So you're going to see her use Stasis right here, and it's going to trigger kind of unique
Hyrule
counterattack.
Warriors action, I have to use Rune to counterattack. And I can use, I just use the Stasis now.
And you see that opened up the weak
But,
point meter as
each
well.
character can use all 4 different runes in different occasions. So I need to focus on attacking
Yo,
them
weak
right
point
now.
strikes are
So
strong.
let's
So he
say
had like
and Kindra
70%
talk
health when she
about
does this,
what's
and
unique
that
about
killed.
Urbosa.
That killed. So
Great, thank you so much.
weak point attacks
Chico.
are still the way to go.
Yeah,
It looks like.
Urbosa's gameplay is
So if
really
you see this
fun
here, when she's next to a tree, it says wall jump, but she never does the wall jump throughout this presentation, I
and
believe.
exciting, and
I don't know if they
as you can
intentionally
see,
left that out.
It's focused on her ability to use an attack with lightning.
Like, she'll get near these trees and
she
it'll say wall
has,
jump occasionally,
unique ability
but
to
she just never
charge
does
up
it,
lightning,
unfortunately.
which is represented by the gauge at the top of the screen. And yep, she's charging it right there. And once it's charged up, she can actually use the lightning in addition to her strong attacks to kind of strengthen those.
So she's going to use a strong
attack
attack right here, and it's going to use up
stuff with it.
like pretty much all of her lightning.
She also
So there you
uses
go, she
lightning
just used
in
the lightning.
her weak. You can
So
see
the lightning mechanic is they explain it on the most basic level. So I've been watching the lightning meter throughout this video to see how it works. So it looks like when you do a lightning attack, you lose a full bar, but if the attack hits, you gain half a bar back. And I don't know if that's like a timing thing or if that's just automatic. And then it looks like after the charge attack finishes, you can press the button. You can like tap the button and get like, depending on how much lightning is out. So lightning particles float in the sky, which they kind of described that a little bit. And I guess depending on how much of that lightning is out, if you do the timing after you press the ZR or whatever, after the charge attack, you'll pull in all that lightning quickly. So it's like a quick charge as opposed to the whole charge, which you see her do a couple times where she's doing the whole charge. It builds up really slowly.
it's focused on her ability to use an attack with lightning. She has a unique ability to charge up lightning, which is represented
So
by the.
she's gonna do
gauge
like the
at
whole
top of
charge.
the screen.
That's just the whole charge right there.
And yep, she's charging it right there. And once it's charged up, she can actually use the lightning in addition to her strong attacks to kind of strengthen those attacks and do some really.
So that looked like her
character-specific
triangle
stuff
right there.
with it.
That because it used the
She
bar of the
also
lightning.
uses lightning in her weak point counters and in her special attacks.
So after she uses this
and
weak
if-
point smash right here,
if
she gets pretty much full
Chico
lightning.
can get the timing right.
See, she has
after
one bar right
some
now.
of these
Watch,
big
the
attacks
lightning's gonna
where
go to
there's still
full.
some electricity
So there she
lingering
goes.
in
She
the
went
air.
to full right after
She
that.
can charge up her electricity super quick, which
Yeah, I'm not sure
takes
if there's
a lot
an
of
awakening
skills
meter or
and a lot
not.
of timing, but it's
So she quote
very
unquote
satisfying
says
when
it
you
takes
can
a
pull it
lot of
off.
skill and a lot of timing. So I'm curious how strict that timing is
Okay, so I'm running
And
around
to-
and the town.
to do the instant charge.
And
on
I
your
just
blade.
wanted to add too, aside from the gameplay that you're seeing, well, first of all, oh wait, no,
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
interrupting myself because there's a Korok.
There it is. It's so cute.
Yo, how many
So
of these are we gonna have to
Korok
find?
are in the
Bro, I hope we don't have to
sequence
find
that
as
you
many
can
of them in this game as we did in Breath of the Wild.
But this is the first time that people get to play as Urbosa, which is already super awesome. And this area probably looks pretty familiar to some Breath of the Wild fans.
Yeah.
I haven't
it's
played the
cool to
game
see
long
these
enough
places.
to
Great.
remember what these areas look like, to be honest.
Pre-Calamity. But what I did want to say is fans can look forward to getting more backstory on these characters as well. You really get a good look at Urbosa's
So,
relationship
hold
to
on.
Zelda.
I'm not even sure
and
what that whole
Calamity.
situation was. It looks like
But what
she
I
used
did
her
wanna
bomb or
say is
something.
Fans can look forward to getting more backstory
Yeah, she used
on
the
these
bomb.
characters
So you
as
see her
well.
bomb attack?
You really
So
get
one
a
thing I want to
good-
mention is when the characters use their Shikai Slate abilities, from what it looks like, did defeating enemies give lightning? I think it does. I think like attacking and defeating enemies gives some lightning because sometimes I just see it fill up little by little when she's just using normal attacks. So I think it's a really deep mechanic that has a lot of like possibilities for how you can build the meter. But okay, so she used her little bomb attack there. I actually want to slow this down. Let me slow the playback down because I want to see. It's hard to see that animation. It's a little like brief. Okay, I'm a little too far back.
Oh wait, area probably pre-Calamity.
Okay, so she's gonna use her bomb action. So what I was saying is the Shikai Slate abilities, they're unique by character from what I've seen. Like when Link uses the bomb, it's different from when Zelda uses it, which is different from when Urbosa uses it. So that's pretty cool.
But what I did want to say is fans
So
can
she's gonna use the
look
bomb right
forward
here.
to, getting
It looks
more
like she throws the bomb
backstory on
and then
these
slashes it.
characters as
That's what
well.
it looked like. She just like slammed it or
You
something.
really get a good
I don't know. That animation is that probably what the camera probably kind of obstructed the animation a little bit.
look at Urbosa's relationship to Zelda, and also more information about Urbosa's
Yo, Link was a
relationship
beast
to
in the
Zelda's
first
late
game, so
mother.
I hope he's good
So,
here.
If you're like me,
Link
and
was
you
just
love
way
to get
too
to know
good.
the characters and get to know them in ways that you didn't get to in Breath of the Wild,
We got some
this
stasis.
game is your
Stasis
opportunity
counterattack.
to do that.
That's right. It's really there's a lot to unpack.
Yo, the combat in
here
this
and
looks
a lot
so
to see,
fluid.
and it's
Like
very
the
thrilling for
transition of
fans
actions.
of Breath of the Wild to be able to
Everything looks
take
really
a look,
fluid.
a
Yo,
more
and how you
in-depth
doing,
look
Eric?
At this time in the story.
Yo, so we get to see Zelda here. So Zelda's
Alright, and now
gameplay
we're
is
taking a look at
something, yo.
Zelda's gameplay.
It's
which is
very
also
interesting.
A first look, very exciting.
She
as
kind
you
of
can
reminds
see,
me
she
of
uses-
she kind of reminds me of Midna. What was it? Twilight Midna and the first Hyrule Warriors, where she just kind of her moveset was like an assortment of just craziness. So that's kind of the idea her moveset gives me.
is the runes as her main attacks.
So you see like how her
In addition to
bomb
being
works.
able to
That's like so.
use them,
She looks like a really neat
just
character.
like
I'm not gonna
everyone
lie.
else, and she can create different combinations of runes.
The
to take
iPad
out
warrior.
huge
Her weapon is
swarms
that
of
she's got to go
enemies.
from like
Oh my
yo. So
gosh.
she's got to go from like the iPad to the iPad Pro as her final weapon. That's like that's her fighting style. The iPad.
in a very unique way. It's it's so cool to see
true Chico
Zelda
fashion.
being able to take out these guys.
Yeah, and for me, anytime
Yo, I
Zelda
can't
gets
like her
to-
moveset's like
you get to
something.
play
I'd have to
as
play
Zelda
her. It just
and
looks like kind of craziness. I'm not gonna lie.
annihilate enemies as Zelda. It's
Oh,
pretty
they
much a win
confirmed
for
that they
me.
used the whole entire
Because
map for Breath of
Zelda
the
and a
Wild in
Zelda
this
game.
game, so you know this game is gonna
Yeah.
be big. They used
Well,
all
and
the
she's
map.
really fun to play as in this one. Nice work. Nice work.
I'm just gonna go back to Urbosa because she is my favorite.
Go back to Urbosa
She's
because
great.
I know
yo,
Zelda is
Urbosa
great, but-
fans in the house. That's what I'm
Okay, so I
talking
Urbosa's
have
about.
also
to
great.
chase
But
after.
Urbosa.
Yo, what's up,
Yes.
Inja? How you doing? Is this brand new
chase after
coverage?
the-
No, this is the Treehouse. This is the Treehouse stream that happened probably like a week or two ago. Not even about a week ago. I'm just now covering it though. Like
Yeah.
going. I want to talk about the mechanics on.
People, so I'm gonna go after that to the location I'm told to go. There looks like there's a lot of people here.
And for people who are new to the Warriors series, as you can see, there are prompts on the screen that help guide you through the process.
So this
of
is like the
gameplay,
first special
and
attack
the
we've seen.
action. But you also
Pretty
can
strong.
turn those
I'm not gonna lie,
off
that
if
was
you
just
want.
like a really strong
Go,
attack.
there looks like
It's
there's
like, it
a
looks
lot
like a really strong
of people
AOE.
here.
Simple animation. Like the animation isn't like
And for
flashy,
people
but
who
it
are
looks
new to the
effective.
Warriors series,
which is great.
As you can see, there are prompts on the screen that help guide
Like, it
you
just looks
through the process of
Like
the
a really
gameplay,
effective
and the
attack
action.
hitting all around her.
But you also can turn those off if you want to.
Yeah, there's she confirmed you can turn off those on-screen prompts. All right, she it looks like she just did that
Guide
instant
you
charge.
through the
I want to
process
actually
of the
see
gameplay and the action.
how low her meter was.
But
I
you
don't think her
also
meter
can
was
turn
low
those off
actually.
if you want to.
No, she was already like a. Oh, she filled up one bar.
So I'm at this location, and it looks like my objective is to defeat the enemies with loud attack. So I think I need to do. Oh, I can't use right now.
Defeat the enemies with a loud attack. What does that mean?
My rune fills up first, but
Make some noise,
okay,
Chico.
so I'm going.
Do
I'll
it.
do that.
So there we go. We just.
Hold on.
Whoa. Okay, so that just put her airborne.
These guys are
Was that from the bomb
loud
itself?
attack. So I think I need.
Oh, loud attack a bomb. That makes sense.
Oh, I can't use it right now, but I will wait till my.
So I want to see that. She uses the bomb, and it looks like she goes airborne after, which is pretty cool.
Make some noise, Chico.
She didn't go airborne the first time she did it.
Do it.
I'll do that. Hold on.
Yeah, she like bounced off her shield or something.
These guys are loud.
This guy's really getting in your
Yeah.
way. So as you can see, when you use the Sheikah runes, there is a little bit of a wait time for it to charge back up before you can use it again, which is very.
I wonder if
similar
there's going to be a way to
Korok.
lower that wait time though.
Oh man,
Because that wait
was-
time does look a bit
that was
obnoxious. It
gorgeous
actually looks really long.
takeout right there. And the
So I
reason
guess I
for
did that.
using these loud attacks was to call forth a certain familiar monster. And there he is. Oh man.
You sure it's not a lady though?
I think
Yo,
he's
they're like,
wonderful.
we out.
Yeah, he's too scary, and he's coming after me, so I don't think I want to do
Urbosa
this.
doesn't care.
Bye bye.
No.
Nah,
let's
never
go
mind.
ahead
She
and,
out. She out too.
Okay.
She out.
Let's escape to the main menu while we can.
Yo, that's the best. Yo, that's.
So we're gonna go back to the
Yo, she's
world
out,
map
out.
and show some.
We
of
ain't even
the
gonna. We ain't even gonna look at that.
gameplay between battles, leveling up characters, strengthening weapons, and unlocking things. There it is. Very familiar.
Yo, so look at that map. That's
map of Hyrule. Chico, do you want to tell us a
That's
little
actually
bit
kind of
about
daunting to look at.
this?
Yeah, so if you ever play, like original Hyrule Warriors game, or maybe different Warriors game, you might be familiar with how the menu looked like. You will go from chapter 1 to 3 type thing. But this one, you actually go through different chapters and locations using the map of Hyrule from the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And when I first saw this, I was literally screaming because it was so gorgeous, and I just loved it.
Yo, there's so much going on this
And,
map.
uh,
It looks like they have like the
unfortunately,
main missions, like side missions,
when you're
all
playing
kind.
the stages,
I don't know. There's a
you
lot going
collect
on here.
a lot of different type of materials. So using those materials, you can unlock different locations on the map, like the stables, the training grounds, and even like different dishes you can cook type thing. So one of the things I
Yo,
wanted
what's
to
up, Tetsuo?
show is actually here, Blacksmith. So it is a Hyrule Warriors game, so you will be collecting a lot of different weapons while you are in the stage. Not
Yo,
like
those spears
Breath
at
of
the
the
bottom look
Wild,
pretty cool.
you don't, the weapons do
I
not
think those
break
are spears.
during the stage, but you can use these
Yo,
weapons you collected
some of the weapons
to
in Breath.
strengthen
Okay,
your
so hold on.
primary use.
I want to talk about something. Like, weapons in warrior games lately have been so freaking boring, dude. They've been so lame visually, but Breath of the Wild had a lot of really sick looking weapons skins. So if they have all the skins from Breath of the Wild, that's actually going to just be really fun for this game, like to actually feel satisfied in finding weapons, because yo, the weapons have looked so boring in a lot of modern Musou games. But yo, Breath of the Wild weapons were beautiful, dude. They were some of the coolest weapons I've seen in a video game.
Weapon. So, you know, right now I'm using this sword. But
Yo, what's
there
up,
are different
Ryo?
type of
I
weapons
watched
I
this
can
before,
get
but I just
and
wanted to
different, you know,
go
way to
over it
use it.
and
So I
like
wanna
give my
use,
impression of the mechanics
my
and stuff.
sledgehammer, iron sledgehammer, and fuse them with all the materials I got so far.
With the level
And I
1
think
soup
I'm-
ladle that you will not neglect.
So we can see some of the abilities here. Attack range +4, damage from enemies -3. You know, it's pretty neat. I think that's going to be fun. It looks like a pretty straightforward customization system, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of interesting stuff in it, considering the source material they're working with.
Don't you dare.
Okay, so
Okay. Whew. I was worried.
I shouldn't. Is it okay? It's okay.
No, use it.
Okay, so
Yes, it's
you
okay.
can use up to 5 different weapons, and then you can strengthen. You of course have to use a rupee, so make sure you collect rupees when you
The
are in
laser
this games
chainsaw?
too.
Was that actually a
And now
weapon
I have
in
my,
Breath of the Wild?
sledgehammer leveled up to 5.
That's not
so
one I
can
saw,
use
or
that.
I don't remember it.
I don't know if I want to. Another thing is the materials you collected. You can make the dish. So let's see, this one is ready. So
This
spark
almost
fish
reminds
dish.
me of Warrior All
And you
Stars.
need the
You guys remember
materials,
like the
5 fish,
map
so
on
I
Warriors
have
All
the
Stars?
trout.
This looks like a more elaborate
Now
version of
I
that.
love that dish, so I can earn the recipe for chili fish skewer.
Right, and the recipes can be
Yo, so 7 characters only announced so far. Let's talk about that real quick, because I know like in Warrior games people like a lot of characters, but we've seen a lot of situations where a lot of characters have actually been a detriment to the Warrior series. So we've seen that with like Dynasty Warriors 9, where they went for quantity over quality. Now, like Pirate Warriors is a series that, you know, that's what I'm all about. Pirate Warriors handled characters pretty well, because it was adding, if you go from the first to the 4th game, it was adding characters in an increment that didn't really detract from the quality, I felt. So 7 characters is definitely low, like don't get me wrong, that's like super low. But I want to talk about like all the characters in this game. From what I've seen so far, they have unique mechanics, they have unique actions. All of their Shikai Slate abilities are unique to them. So right, you think about that, that's like 4 unique actions. That's something you normally don't get in other Musou. So the amount of unique actions that characters are showing to have in this game is higher than other Musou games that have higher character counts. So we do have less characters here, but the characters seem to have a lot more actual unique mechanics and actions. So I think that makes up, it's definitely a quality over quantity scenario. I do want to see more characters, and I think they're probably definitely going to add DLC characters. There's no way they're not going to add DLC characters to this. But I mean, I can understand why people see 7 as low, because we're just used to Musou games having so many characters. But I don't think it's a bad approach, because I think it's going to help them make a quality game out the gate, which is something that is sometimes really hard for them to do, because they're focusing on quantity so much that they can't keep the quality high. So I think the 7 characters is low, but we're going to get a better game as a result.
to give your characters a little bit of a buff before you go into battle. And there are a bunch of different types that have different effects, so it's pretty fun to collect them and see what they do. Yep. They
And
also have
by defeating the. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, so by defeating monsters and getting those materials, you can also turn them into these other quests, which you can use to unlock bonus combos or extra health.
And of course, we have to think about as well that we get multiple weapon fighting styles. You know, that was in the first Hyrule Warriors as well. The first Hyrule Warriors didn't have that many characters at launch either. It actually had a ton of characters after all the DLC. So I feel like we might see a situation similar to that. But yeah, each character has multiple weapons. That's also something that's not common in other Musou games.
Or other such things. But the thing I really like about these is that they have little stories that go along with them.
The map looks like it has a lot going on. I don't know, like
the one that we just
it looks a bit. It almost looks a bit intimidating in a way.
Village who wants to build
but I guess
monster dummy. So
I have to actually play the game and see how it feels.
Using a two-handed sword, and so Link actually brings the materials to make the dummy, creates this dummy, helps him build it, and then they train together, and that's how Link is able to come up with an extra move for his two-handed sword. And I love it because Link's from Hateno Village. So it's a very cute glimpse into his life.
Yeah, the world building is really excellent in this game.
Hold on.
Yeah.
And I love it because Link's from Hateno
I wanted
Village.
to see that ability that it just
so it's
showed.
a very cute glimpse into his life.
Yeah, the world.
Battlefield specific material drop rate. I guess that icon might indicate the type of battles it is. But that's interesting. You're going to have weapons. You're going to have like weapons for specific areas and stuff like that. So that's kind of something we haven't really seen in a Musou game before, a type of perk like that.
World building is really excellent in this game.
Damage at full hearts. That's a pretty cool ability. To be honest, Link already had like his unique beams from the first game. Keeping your health at full. Keeping your health at full is definitely a good perk. Like, I assume there was going to be a meta around this. And it's actually a pretty cool meta to think about it when we just got done playing Pirate Warriors 4 where dying was the meta. Like, putting cheat death on and dying was the meta. So this game's meta might be more around just not getting hit at all, which would be a cool contrast.
Yeah, we just strengthened this 200. I mean, sledgehammer is basically a 200 sword type. So I'm going into the training mission where I can actually use this sledgehammer to showcase how the 200 sword or 200 weapon.
Yo, the two-handed weapon moveset with Link looks boss, dude. Like,
and I guess I can
oh my god,
higher.
I'm so hyped. Yo,
yeah, you can,
I love that we have all
unlock
this
different
equipment and
pieces
stuff.
Of armor as you progress through the game, and you can
Dude,
equip or I guess
Yo, like the fact they're using Breath of the Wild assets for this game is just beautiful because Breath of the Wild was such a good game. Like, even though I didn't like it as a Zelda game, it was a really good game with a lot of detail. It was like a mechanically and like the customization, the aesthetic, the visuals. So if we get all those kind of outfits and stuff that you get in Breath of the Wild, that's just going to make this game really fun. The customization is going to be super hype.
equip them as and dress him up however you want.
They look nice.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
This is
and also
training attire.
So, yo, look at these abilities on these. We're seeing like damage from lightning. There was a couple of actually really interesting ones in here.
Also, this is the chili fish skewer we just got from the recipe.
Hold on. There was like something about perfect dodging.
And also,
Training
Let's see. So movement speed plus 10%. You know, that's going to be a hype one.
attire.
Movement speed plus 15. Perfect dodge timing window plus 5. So that's going to, I mean, I would rather get down to timing without needing something like that, but I guess we actually have a perfect dodge mechanic, which is, that indicates there is a perfect dodge mechanic, which is more interesting to me than anything.
And we also, this is the chili fish skewer we just got from the recipe location, so I can use that.
Right, and every character will react differently to the dishes that you cook for them. And some characters even have favorite dishes.
I think the armor is just aesthetic. It looked like it was just aesthetic. Like you can equip your aesthetics and then you have your gear as like a separate thing. Because like you can equip each piece aesthetically, it looked like on Link, but the armor system itself was just like a couple different pieces. Oh, hold on, give me 1 sec. All right, let's get back in here.
And they'll say something different when you give them their favorite dish. So it's a lot of fun to try out a bunch of
Yeah, the
different
weapons
recipes
broke
and
way
see,
too easy in Breath of the Wild.
which
Breath of the
your
Wild,
characters
but
prefer.
it doesn't look like we have a weapon breaking
Yeah,
system in
and
this
if
game.
you watch the TGS
which is very welcome.
live stream, you might have seen the cutscene where it's showing the tower actually raising from the ground. And tower is
I think there's
actually going to
specific
be a
weapons for each
base
character.
for Link.
That's like the
whenever
impression
he
I'm
goes
getting.
to the next mission. So I think you just saw him kind of like warping from the tower to that new location where I'm going to be showcasing the 200 sword training mission.
Right.
Without
So
a
yeah,
shirt on.
it is a training mission. Without
Hey, don't judge me.
I mean,
there's no
the two-handed
judgment.
sword is a lot of
If
work.
anything, I just feel bad for Link.
Yo, look
No,
at Link
you know,
go.
he-
So
he
you
doesn't
see
have
that?
to sweat.
Like he
I know,
hits the
there's no
ground.
two-handed sword is
Yo, he hits the ground and it leaves like a
a
geyser,
lot of
If
work.
anything, I just
which
feel
is
bad
like something I don't think we've ever really seen in a Musou game before.
for Link.
He has like a sort of charge mechanic, it looks like. I don't know if that's timing based or what, or you just have to hold it for a little bit. But yo, look at that. He like hits the ground and it leaves a geyser, which is pretty sick. That's going to be really good on bosses that don't get juggled or launched out of the way. Like it'll probably deal a lot of continuous damage on him.
No, you know, he
I guess
works
there's
up
less
quite a
fabric to
sweat
get in
to
the
win
way
that
while
thing
he's
around.
fighting.
So you see like they're kind of showing some guard cancel looking stuff.
Yeah, so as you can see, this is a training level, so you're fighting against a lot of Hyrulean soldiers.
You got a lot of
Um,
momentum in the air.
and Using the two-handed sword.
Yo, look at my man Link
which,
go. Like his
you
two-handed
know,
moveset just
aesthetically
looks
does look a
beast.
lot like how it was used in Breath of the Wild.
Yo,
A lot
I
of
swear
Hyrulean
she just did like a
soldiers.
guard cancel there.
And using the two.
So she does like a swing. So right here, she's gonna do a swing, and then she does like the same swing back to back, which looks like maybe she guard canceled the first one and then just repeated it.
Handed sword, which
Not right there, but it's gonna be like
you
the
know,
next right
aesthetically
here.
does
So
look
you
a
see
lot-
right there. I swear she just guard canceled. So the guard cancel looks like it's like crisp in this game. It's very fast. She did it like so fast that I don't even like. Hold on, let me slow this down and play this back.
You can see this is a training level, so
Let me
you're
get up
fighting
there.
against a
I
lot
just
of Hyrulean
I really want to
soldiers.
confirm that she did a guard cancel right there.
And using the two-handed sword,
Because
which-
if she did, we haven't seen a guard cancel this good in a Musou game since Dynasty Warriors 6. That's a long time, dude. Guard cancel has been terrible in like every game except Dynasty Warriors 6. Yeah, we're gonna go super slow mo here.
You know, aesthetically.
So she's gonna swing. Yeah, look at that. You see that? He went back to the neutral. So he went back to the neutral stance right there before he did that second swing. Yo, that guard cancel is crazy, dude. That is a crazy guard cancel.
A lot like how it was used in Breath of the Wild. In this game, it's slower but more powerful than the one-handed sword. But the fun thing about it is that he can use the unique action to strengthen.
She may have accidentally mashed the wrong button. I mean, she doesn't seem like a bad player. I'm not gonna lie. Like she's obviously not like a pro player or something like that. But like honestly, she knows what she's doing. Like she knows the mechanics of the game. She's probably doing some things kind of accidental or but she actually like knows the mechanics and she's trying to show the mechanics, which is cool. But yeah, that thing, the guard cancel right there was probably 100% accident, but she showed it and I saw it and I was like, dude, that's so crisp. I love it. I love these ladies are the dream team. This is the best display of a Musou game we've seen pre-release.
His strong attacks. In exchange, he takes a little bit of temporary damage.
I did.
Like that. And in order to heal that temporary damage, you can press X to
Yo, so that's kind of
in the
it.
middle
I
of
didn't even
battle.
notice that. I didn't even hear that from the first time, but he's taking damage from the two-handed moveset, which is really interesting. It's like gray life or blue life or something in a fighting game. It's not like actual permanent damage, but that's a cool thing we haven't seen before.
of soldiers.
And
I love the animation
Chico-
for him eating.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
see
I
it,
love the
Chico.
animation for him eating.
Let's
Yeah,
get near
if
some
she'll do it
enemies.
for us.
Sorry. I was focused
Oh,
on
get near some enemies. Oh no, not quite. Okay, so but one of those
I
eating
just
animations is highly aggressive. And
Heal with a
if
meal.
Chico does it near some enemies, then we will see what happens. And hopefully we'll get an opportunity to show you that because I love it.
Nom nom nom.
Yeah.
Yo, look at my man
Okay,
flex.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flex on him.
Aggressive food eating,
I love
the
it.
shockwave blast, sending the soldiers flying.
Bro, I just love how beast this moveset
I love
looks.
that they
Like, he just
included
looked-
that in this game as part of.
So
the
yeah, you see the
actual, fighting
was that
style
the
for two-handed sword. I think
cryosis or whatever is like a jump for Link, which is pretty cool.
it's a great homage to Breath of the Wild and people who played it like I did, which is to say having a stockpile of apples or something in.
See, she
my
canceled. So
inventory,
she
so I
canceled. Like that was
check
a
that in-
that was like
in
a
this game
pretty
as
important
part
thing
of
right
the
there. She
actual,
canceled mid charge
fighting style
attack
for the
into a
two-handed sword.
Shikai
I
Slate
think
ability.
It's a great homage to Breath of the Wild and people who played it like I did, which is to say having
Yeah. So right here,
stock
she's gonna cancel from this into a Shikai Slate ability.
pile of apples or something in my inventory so I could chow down when I'm being blown back by a strong attack that did lots of damage.
Bro, look at that man go, dude.
You can aggressively eat your apples and send those soldiers
Aggressively eat your apples. It's the only
Aggressively
way to
eat your
eat
apples.
in this game.
Aggressively. I want to guard. Can we guard
Alright, how
cancel?
many KOs
Okay,
do we have?
the real truth is, can we guard cancel the apple eat animation? That's like the real truth. That's all I want to know. Can we cancel our meal? Can we cancel dinner? Dinner is canceled.
We get grilled apples here.
Oh yeah.
So I have to kill
Alright.
170 more.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're
Oh,
more
no,
than
no.
halfway.
I'd also like to point out that this location is very familiar. It appeared as ruins in Breath of the Wild, but now, before the Calamity, it's in its heyday. And it's very cool to see what it looked like before it got destroyed.
Yeah, and
Nice
Chico,
one,
maybe you can
Chico.
show us some lightning rod action.
What? Hold on.
Oh yeah, we did get to see the ice rod
This
before.
one? Oh,
Yeah.
Dang,
that
dude.
one.
Instant stun.
Huh.
Poor soldiers.
Yo, she's like teabagging
Look
with
at
that
it.
guard. She's like guard
As you
bagging.
can see, what she's timing her attacks for when that weak point gauge comes out. The big strategy against these stronger enemies is to cut down that weak point gauge and create an opening so you can do.
Yeah, it looks like if you don't
counter
expose
attack.
weak point gauge on boss enemies, those fights can really drag. So definitely exposing the weak points, getting that weak point gauge down is still the meta. Still the meta from the in the first game.
Which can be very powerful.
Alright,
Nice
a
one.
little bit more.
I need a big group of soldiers to defeat Betsy.
Yo,
I
eat
love
my fruits
the
and
two-handed
fruits and
sword
veggies.
so much. I
Eat 'em
think
up.
it's my favorite. It's so satisfying.
Yeah, I love
to
that they
just
have him shirtless too.
slam through all of these enemies, these thousands and thousands of enemies. And also to like take a little break to have a snack here and then.
Guard canceled that.
It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Bro, she's using some nice guard cancels here. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm hoping we can.
I know your
show
favorite is
some,
the-
show
is
some
the
flurry
Zelda.
rush too. Oh, of course.
Yo, she even canceled when it looked like she was going airborne right there, and she canceled out of that.
No, you
What?
don't.
No, you don't. You're doing great. You're almost there.
That's definitely the Pirate Warriors 3 stuff
You
there.
need to find another one of those captains.
Okay. No, he's not there. Yeah, done.
Nice. There we go.
Oh yeah. look-
Dark.
It's direct.
Yo, this is the big boy battle right now. This is a big boy battle.
It's cool. He's very heavy moving character too. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dang, look at that.
He moves surprisingly quickly for
I didn't
someone of
see
his
this
size,
fight.
though, I have to say.
I didn't see the whole
Yeah.
trailer the first time I watched it. Or the stream. Because I was at work.
Oh,
You can do it, Chico. I believe in you.
keep your own size. I mean, like, he's like 2 times
Oh my
bigger than me.
goodness.
Oh my gosh. That looks like a little bit of rough play for training.
Bonking.
They take their training very seriously.
Nice work.
Dude, he just sent him flying.
Yeah, wow.
Man, you made very quick
You
work
took
of
him out
the
right
Smack
fast.
that boy.
job.
Yeah, you did.
All right, let's cut away from this for a second. We
Yeah,
have
shirtless
one
Zelda.
other thing we'd like to show you. Chico's got to set it up though.
Mhm.
I love Daruk. He's so great. He's such a
Well, and it's really
fun character.
Yo, I'm just kind of laughing that they like these two just like kind of made sure they had Zelda stuff in the backdrop behind them. And then over here she's just like, "You know what? I don't got time for that." But it's funny down here cuz she just literally she just propped this little Shikai Slate thing up on her window corner. Like it's so it's so obvious that she like forced that into the camera. At least this other lady did it a little more, smoothly. But I'm just like laughing how she has that Shikai Slate. It doesn't even look like it just looks like a poster. It's funny.
Yeah, and it's cool to see all the various characters, that we know and love from Breath of the Wild, but seeing them in this different setting and seeing all of their special moves and how those differ. I do really like seeing that, and I'm excited for what we're about to show you as well, you the viewers.
So he cooked his boy.
Yeah, it's great. It's an amazing thing that they've done with this game to bring us into this era, pre-Calamity, and show us all these characters and show us the intricacies of how they interact and how they perform in battle. It's stuff that I think personally, as a fan of Breath of the Wild, I wished for so hard, was the chance to be able to see these guys in their prime. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and not to bring the soup ladle up too much.
Yo, honestly, like it's so true about that because I think when you play Breath of the Wild, one of the coolest things about it, like lore and story wise, was definitely the champion. So this game's kind of like a mashup of great things. It's musou, it's Zelda, and it's one of the most interesting arcs or lore pieces in a Zelda game, I feel. So this game is definitely hyped for a lot of reasons.
But I do want to say I love that they included the soup ladle. That they're bringing it back, and we see those
Bringing back the soup
same
ladle
touches from Breath of the Wild in this game. And Chico mentioned that the weapons aren't breakable, so you really could
You can cook
equip
soup.
that soup ladle if you wanted
Nothing's gonna
a
stop you.
serious challenge. You could fight with the soup ladle.
Serious.
You could
You know,
use
yes,
weapons to
choose your
make
own
the soup
adventure.
ladle stronger. Yeah.
All right,
I
so
love
you,
it. I
all right,
love
so
it
you
when
just
you use the
just heard it there. Final mission, no damage, soup ladle. That's the challenge.
soup ladle. You got the pot lid as a shield too. All right, so
Totally.
we're looking at Impa now.
Yeah. So what I want to show is in the distance.
Yo, look at Impa go.
But I need to.
You already
take
know
care of
she's gonna be
these
a fun one.
guys first because these guys just in
Nice.
my way.
Yo, cook Ganon, season him.
Okay.
Cook
So
him.
obviously this is a new
Feast on him.
depiction of Impa that we're seeing here. But Chico is about to show us just what Impa is capable of in the gameplay.
I love her. I love Impa so much. I think she's so much fun to play. She's so
Yo,
quick,
I
and she
swear
has
her
these
playstyle is like
different,
a way better Sasuke.
jutsu attacks that she
Sasuke
uses,
from
like the
Samurai
summoning of
Warriors
the frog.
4 Spirit or Samurai Warriors.
And the
What was it?
creation
Spirit of
of-
Sonata? Is that what it was called? Spirit of Sonata, yeah.
You did. That
She
was
basically looks like a
impressive
better
with the
Sasuke.
electric rod, I have to say. And here we have a Hinox.
Bro, no ladle,
I
dude.
love it. So yeah, as I was saying,
Depressing,
Impa's
dude.
gameplay, being able to absorb those
They'll probably.
symbols
I think
to
they're gonna
create the
sell it for
clones
DLC
and then
later, though. I
strengthen
feel like
the
I read
strong
that
attack
somewhere.
when she has all of her clones out is it's really fun. Takes a lot of strategy and timing.
Yo, what is that? Was
Nice.
that the The
And you
counterattack
can
from the
see
Shikai
her,
thing? Bro, look at her go in.
her
Like, I'm not
Shikai
even
rune
sure what the
usage
inputs
does
she's
differ
using
from
are.
the other characters
She
we've
just
looked at today too.
seems to have like a lot of different options.
Okay.
You can do it.
Ah,
So we discussed earlier
is
the
ready.
usage of runes in order to create openings to counter strong enemies. And it's even more important that you do that when fighting these big monsters too, because if you get the timing right,
Oh, look at that.
just like
Nice.
that, you can
Just
create
like
these
that.
great dramatic openings for yourself.
Yeah, that's funny.
And it really is vital that you get these weak point smashes in because they do so much damage. And it can really make it easy to, or easier, I should say, to take these guys out.
To take out the poor Hinox that was just having a
Look at all
nap.
those clones she has.
Minding
Look
her
how many
business.
clones she has, dude.
I
Like,
don't
that's
know
actually
about
crazy.
that.
Well, I mean, I would be grumpy too.
She's
if I
got like what,
woken up
6
like
out right
that.
now?
That's fair.
Bro, look at her go, dude. She looks so
Nice
sick.
work,
She goes
Keiko.
making short work of this guy.
I actually heard
She
some
really
people complaining
is.
about her redesign.
that
I'm like, bro,
flying
what is
scroll
wrong
move.
with you? She looks sick. I mean, she was sick in the first game too,
The
but you know, she
maniacal
just looks sick
laughter.
here.
Yes.
Can't complain about this.
You guys
Nice. All right, I think that's
All right, I
all the
think
time we
that's-
have left for today. Let's stop beating up on this poor Hinox and let him go back to his nap. All right. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in.
So, yeah, that was it. I guess we can just watch
this was
the.
Hyrule Warriors
little
Age of
outro here.
Calamity, which releases Friday, November 20th. We hope you enjoyed it. We sure did.
9 days before my birthday.
And
This is
have
like
a
my
great
early
day.
birthday gift.
Bye-bye.
Anyways, thanks to the lovely lady showing this game off. Anyways, yeah, this game looks insane. It actually looks like it's going to be one of the best Musou games. Definitely like in the top 3, I would say. I mean, it's not even out, and I feel like I can comfortably say that. But basically, the main appealing things that I've seen in this game is the gameplay is really fluid. You have a lot of options. Like there's a lot of ways to just play the game and do more than just spam like the same strings over and over and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different options you can cancel into. Each of the characters have a lot of depth and detail to them from what I'm seeing. They have a lot of unique actions. So there's definitely like there's a small roster here, but there's a lot of detail in the movesets and mechanics, which is really cool. The stages look pretty elaborate. The fact that they're using Breath of the Wild assets for this game is probably one of the best things about this game, because they already have a lot of the work done. They're just coming in and remixing it into a Musou game, so they get to focus more on the mechanics and the details rather than having to model a bunch of new stages and characters and stuff. So I think that really helped this game just look really strong right away. Whereas a lot of other Musou games, when they start from scratch, they have to build all the assets, and it's rough until they get a sequel or two. But this game just looks great right out the gate. I'm pretty hyped for it. I think it's gonna be one of the best Musou games. I'm not gonna lie, it just looks great. Anyways, let me hear what you all think. Like, what looks good to you, and is there anything you're actually concerned about? Like, what are some things that you may be concerned about? I want to hear. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was actually kind of concerned about this game until I saw this Treehouse presentation, because the Tokyo Game Show presentation of this game sucked, dude. It actually sucked so bad, but this presentation was great. They really like showed everything they needed to show to make this game look hype. Missed the oversized sword a bit. Big swords are always nice. Oh, and by the way, let me know if you guys want to see another stream like this. I definitely have been wanting to do content like this where I go over games, but is there any other games that you guys want to see me do a stream like this for? And we can go over the mechanics and the details in the videos and stuff. Gameplay wise, this seems super good. I'm mostly scared about it content wise. Like, I love the adventure mode and playing as different characters and such. So if it's entirely just story, I'm a bit sad. Okay, that makes sense. Content wise, we don't know what to expect. I think we saw the map here, and it looks like it has a lot of side stuff to it. Like the mission they did there with the two-handed showcase with Link, that was like a training stage. They called it, quote unquote, training stage, and it was a pretty short stage. Honestly, it just kind of dropped Link in a middle of a field, and he beat up a couple of strong enemies, and that was it. Which that's actually pretty cool that they have stages like that. Like they just have stages where you can just go ham. There's not even like a focus on objectives or anything. So I think the it looks like they have good stage variety. They have like the detailed story stages, like we saw with Orbos, and then we saw just like a really basic beat 'em up kind of stage. The end game for sure. The last game had too much padding and bad movesets, but at least gave you your money's worth. The end game here, I get that's always like something that we can be curious about with a Muso game, because I would say the difference between good Muso and bad Muso usually is the end game. Because the end game, like, Muso games are made to be replayed. Like, you're going to play these games for a long time. You're going to replay them. So if the replayability isn't there, then it honestly kind of failed as a Muso game. So once again, I already kind of mentioned how they have like that training stage, which is just like a basic beat 'em up stage. I feel like stuff like that and the way the weapon customization works is going to allow for the game to be replayable. But we definitely do have to see like how it all feels at the end, like once we get our characters more powered up, and just how varied it is, because it can, if there's just not enough variety or substance to customizing and upgrading, then it can definitely get stale. Hope there's an adventure map. Yeah, I definitely hope there's it looks like they're really just pushing this big map here, and they may have a little bit of everything on it, but I hope they do have like actual side modes, and it's not just like this big map, this one singular thing. Hopefully they just have, or if it is just this one singular map, I'm just hoping like the types of missions and stuff they have are interesting. Like, I just hope they have like things that are like, I don't know, a side mode that is, I would say something like in Warriors of Orochi, like how they have the, what is it called in Warriors of Orochi 3? The Gauntlet or whatever, that weird side mode. They just have some kind of weird, cool side mode, like Berserk's Infinite Eclipse, stuff like that. I'm just hoping they have an interesting side mode. They should have the Calamity mode where it's like Berserk's Eclipse mode. Yeah, like Berserk's Eclipse mode is the best side mode that has ever existed in a Muso game. Straight up. There's no better side mode than Infinite Eclipse. And I would love to see that in every Muso game. Yeah, there's probably going to be some other modes. Honestly, I feel like I'm not too worried about much. I mean, it will be interesting to see like once we play the game and we finish things and the honeymoon phase wears off, like how it just holds up. But honestly, like I was more worried when I saw the Tokyo Game Show presentation, and it just looked like really barren. But they just showed this presentation, and there was a lot more enemy density and stuff like that. So honestly, they kind of showed me everything I needed to see to be pretty hyped for this game. Yeah, it really looks like they're pushing for the map system to just be like a mashup of everything, which, yeah, we'll definitely have to see how that all plays out in the end. Because the map looks really detailed. It almost looks intimidating in a way. I'm sure it's probably not that intimidating once you actually know what each thing is on it, but yeah, it looks like they tried to mash up the whole game onto that map. So we'll definitely have to see how that plays out. Anyways, I think that's it for tonight. I'll definitely be looking at some other games to do a discussion like this for, since I got this stream up and going. It took me forever to finally start streaming from my PC, but my PS4 broke recently, so I guess that kind of motivated me to finally start streaming from my PC so I can do stuff like this. I'm actually pretty hyped for something like this because I like I don't know. I just like looking at trailers and discussing stuff. So I'll definitely do more streams like this. I'll probably even do like one about PS5 because that's obviously coming up next month, and we can talk about some of the PS5 games. I'd say I'm like mostly interested in Dark Souls and Spider-Man and Devil May Cry 5. Actually, I don't really like Devil May Cry 5, but I'm gonna play it for Virgil. The frame rate is a concern. That can always be, yeah. I mean, understandable, definitely understandable, especially because the Switch is not like ideal for a musou game. I think the Fire Emblem Warriors actually ran pretty well, though. Not gonna lie, like I was actually pretty impressed by Fire Emblem Warriors' performance. So I don't know if this game can run like as good as that game, then I'm satisfied at least. Because I think like Fire Emblem Warriors ran surprisingly well, given the Switch. So if they can at least aim for that, then that'll be pretty satisfying for me. Any thoughts on Crash 4? I don't really like Crash, but that chick looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Whatever her name is, I would maybe consider playing it, but I'm not like a huge Crash fan. I just think the chick looks cool. Same with the chick in the new Ratchet and Clank game. She looks cool. Like if I bought these games, yeah, I'd be buying like Ratchet and Clank or like Crash Bandicoot just because they have like really cool looking chicks in them. Hyrule Warriors DE runs well too. I've heard various things about the performance of Hyrule Warriors DE. I haven't actually played it, so I can't say for myself. I do know that Fire Emblem Warriors was like not too bad though. Not too bad for how hectic that game was. Tonwa? I can't even say that, dude. That's like so awkward. That might be her. She's got like what, rainbowish blonde hair or whatever. Master Quest map hurts. The new Lombax girl. Yo, she looks cool. She does look cool. I'm not gonna lie. I wonder if you can play as her. Yo, I wish I would just bring multiplayer back in Ratchet and Clank. Dude, like Deadlocked was my favorite Ratchet and Clank game, easy. Multiplayer was so fun. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played the DE of Hyrule Warriors, so I don't know how its performance was. I've heard like very mixed things about it. The original Hyrule Warriors, I don't like. It's been so long since I played it, but I don't feel like it ran bad. I mean, I don't really care about like the frame rate being 30, or even if it dips below 30 at times. It just really depends. Like if the game's execution is still functional within the frame rate. Like I would like even Dynasty Warriors 9. Like as bad as that game's frame rate was, it didn't really stop me from playing the game exactly how I wanted to play it. Like it didn't interfere with my execution at all. So like Pirate Warriors 3 is a game where the frame rate got so bad that it could actually affect your execution. But I also played the game so much that I could adapt to it as well. So even then, like the frame rate's got to be like something else for me to get super heated about it, because I can execute fine in 30 frames, and even with frame dips that doesn't touch my execution at all, especially since a lot of these games are not it's not like you're doing one frame links like Street Fighter or something. So they're pretty much designed by the fact that they're not going to be running like 60 frames constantly sort of thing. So it really takes a lot. The performance has to be exceptionally bad for it to bother me. Crash 4 is hard. Yo, Crash games feel hard. They're not easy, I can say that much. I mean, I haven't played one recently enough, but like the couple I did play when I was younger, they felt pretty hard. Alright, anyways, I'm going to stop this stream here. Thank you all for watching. And I hope you all have a wonderful night. Peace.